Hey people, D-Man here. Today I am reviewing The Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2. So this is like the second part of the first part, or second season maybe? I don't know if you count this as a second season. Um, because to be honest, both of these parts should have been together in the first place, and it should have been a 10 episode run. And then maybe a second season. But they did it in two parts for some stupid reason. It's pretty stupid. I don't know why they did it in two parts, but it's kind of stupid. Anyways, let's get into spoiler-free than spoilers. So for spoiler-free, I will say I kind of enjoyed it to a certain extent. Although there is some pretty mass stuff in here and some kind of stupid stuff in there as well. Not as bad as the first half. The first half was kind of just like, ooh, like meh, like ooh. If they would have showed this with the first half, I think a lot less people would have hated it. But with this half, this half was still kind of meh, but at the same time, better than the first half. And also, it leaves you with some hope for a third half, I guess, or maybe the third half will be the second season. I don't know. Anyways, so spoiler free, the animation was as good as it was the first time, so pretty good. The voice acting was as good as it was the first time, so pretty good. I definitely like Skeletor's voice. He probably has the best voice actor, which is Mark Hamill, I think it is, right? Luke Skywalker, the Joker from a few films. So he probably has the best voice, to be honest. Best voice actor. So pretty interesting in general, I guess. Like the voice actor is pretty good. The storyline was okay, but at the same time, kind of stupid. And there's a few reasons why it's kind of stupid, but I'll get into that after like in the spoilers. So all in all, fairly okay ending to a fairly average show. That if it does get like a season 2, I will watch it because that was a pretty cool cliffhanger ending. But other than that, fairly okay, fairly average, but enjoyable nonetheless, I guess. Definitely better than the first part. Anyways, let's get into spoilers.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Okay, so spoiler alert. Okay, so this starts off where we left off, where Adam was stabbed through the chest, and our characters have been caught by Evil Lyn, and Skeletor has the sword. He's the master of the universe now. Real badass. They walk up to the first floor where we see the wizard lady, whatever her name is. I don't know her name. But she's basically like the keeper of Grayskull. We see her like holding power and stuff and trying to like give the power back to the Earth, back to Grayskull. No, wait, the planet. I don't know. The planet's not called Grayskull, but back to Eternia. She's giving magic back to Eternia, and she sees that these people have been caught. And now Skeletor has the power, and at the end, the wizard saves our heroes. The wizard saves our heroes by teleporting them away and by fighting off Skeletor before getting murdered. And then he gives Evil Lyn the power of the Grayskull wizard. That's what Skeletor does. He gives Evil Lyn the power of the Grayskull wizard, I guess. The Wizard of Grayskull, I don't know what you would call it. Anyways, so he gives her the power. So now she's tied to Grayskull. And Skeletor is her champion, I guess. Although he kind of runs the whole show. So he's definitely taking like it all over pretty much. which is interesting to say the least. So they go back home, except for Man at Arms. Man at Arms gets captured and stays there. But they go back to, not back home, but they go to the castle. And of course, we're met by some people from the older show. They're there to protect the castle, I guess. But everybody's evacuating the castle because everybody knows that Skeletor's back because the sky's turning like blackish or whatever. And they're all kind of worried. Excuse me. And then Skeletor comes, turns everybody into zombies, or his undead army, I guess. And there's a part in there where we learn that Man at Arms was actually dating the wizard of was actually dating the lady who is the wizard of the wizard of Grayskull, yeah. And that her daughter, what's her name again? Our main female character, she is actually gonna be the next wizard, or she was supposed to be the next wizard of Grayskull, until of course Evil Lyn took it. So that happens. Kind of weird, kind of confusing, but that's the whole thing. It's just like, hey. Actually, her mother was the wizard. Now she is going to become the wizard. And obviously, that's like a whole thing where it's just like, hey, that's how we're going to save the day. Because that's just what we're going to do. Anyways, so that's kind of this there. Just kind of thrown out there. So Skeletor comes to the castle to fight against them. And also she heals Adam. So she heals Adam with the magical power that she has from, becoming the priest or whatever of the Grayskull. She hasn't become it yet, but she has the power, sort of. So she heals Adam with it. He gets completely healed. And then they're basically inside and they're fighting off Skeletor's forces. And then Adam says, like, I've always been the spark. I don't need the sword. And let me see what happens when I say... I have the power. Excuse me. And this was probably one of the most badass moments of the whole show. The power comes down and turns him into like a hulking, barbaric version of He-Man. Like really awesome, really badass. And he just starts kicking Skeletor's ass. He just starts ripping into Skeletor, ripping him a new one. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty badass. So yeah, that happens. He just starts fighting Skeletor and just kicking his ass. And Skeletor's getting pissed off. He's like, what the F is this? But at the end they have to run. So Teela, that's her name, Teela, uses her newfound magical powers to teleport them away into this magical forest where our new Hulk He-Man just kind of goes off on his own and starts killing. Well, he kills an animal. He destroys a couple trees and some rocks. And then he goes to kill his father that he sees in a camp. But his father talks him out of it and he turns back to normal Adam. And then that's what happens. It's pretty cool. He turns into like a hulking beast. It's really awesome. And then it shows us Skeletor and Evil Lyn, and basically Skeletor the planets are going to align again, and basically give him ultimate power. And this is the stupid part. This is one of the stupid parts. Okay, so basically Skeletor, he's like, listen, the planets are going to align, and we're going to be the center of the universe once again. And this is going to give me ultimate power to do whatever I want. And what do I want to do? Kill He-Man once and for all. Which is the stupidest, lamest goal ever. That's so lame. That's such a lame goal. I feel like Skeletor wouldn't have said that. I feel like he would have been like, listen, Like I feel like Evil Lyn would have been like, What's your goal? To kill He-Man or something?" And he'd be like, "Oh no, much more than that. I'll kill He-Man, yes, but I will remake this Earth. I will remake all Earths into my images. I will remake it and rule over all because that's what I am. I want to be the ruler over all because that's Skeletor's main goal, right? Is to rule over everything. So I'm surprised they didn't go into detail and him being this like, listen, I'm not only going to kill He-Man, I am going to reshape the universe into my image and let me rule the whole entire thing because that's just the power I hold. But instead he's like, no, I just want to kill He-Man. So that's kind of stupid. I think it would have been a much better plot line if he was just like, no, I want to rule everything. Like I'm going to remake everything into my image and rule over all. That would have been a much better plot line. It would have been more realistic, I think, for his type of character. But they're like, no, he just wants to kill He-Man because he's a petty bitch, which he kind of is, I guess. So I can kind of see it, but I prefer the one I suggested where he's just like, I want to rule over everything. But yeah, he's a petty bitch, so whatever. And he shows Evil Lyn like the universe, and she's just like, "Whoa, it's so dark and cold and empty. Like nothing matters and nothing makes sense. It's so bleak." And he's like, "Yeah, well, don't gaze into it for too long, or else you'll go insane, you stupid woman," sort of thing. He's very abusive still to her. And then at the end, she seduces him and takes the sword away from him and becomes the Wizard of Grayskull plus the Champion of Grayskull, which makes her the ultimate Wizard Champion, I guess, where she's just super uber powerful. And her plan, and this is another stupid plan, by the way. So his plan was to kill He-Man, okay? That was stupid. I think it would have been much better if he was just like, I'm going to kill He-Man and then, like, recreate everything in my image and rule over everything, right? That's what I feel like Skeletor would have done, like, at least in my head canon. But I guess, like, in this, he only wants to kill He-Man. But Evil Lyn, instead of, like, doing anything like, oh, I'm going to rule over everything, or I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, she's like, oh no, I'm just gonna destroy everything. Cause I saw the universe, I looked into the abyss, and the abyss stared back at me, and I'm just kind of like, fuck the universe now, It's like I'm just gonna destroy stuff. Like I'm just gonna wipe out the entire universe because I don't know, I feel like it. I guess like that's okay. Like I get, like I have seen some villains do that really well. Like, for one example, the Lich from Adventure Time, like, he wants to destroy everything, but he's, like, just this force of nature that wants to destroy, because that's his, like, that's his, like, goal in life. He was created to destroy. But in this, she just kind of, like, sees the universe and sees how much it sucks, and just kind of like, I'm just going to destroy everything, because my life sucks. My life used to suck. My life still does suck. So I'm just going to destroy everything, It's kind of just, I don't know. It's just kind of like stupid. I feel like she'd have a much better goal. Now, I don't know what her goal personally would be, but I feel like she would have a much better goal. Like, maybe she'd be like, I want all the power to turn myself into a god, or maybe she'd be like, I'm going to change everything to make everything better. Like, I don't want to destroy the world. I want to make everything better. Or maybe she'd be, I don't know, something even worse. Maybe she'd be like, I'm going to give everybody power, so at the end, nobody has power. Kind of like Syndrome. I don't know. I don't know what her end goal would be, but I just feel like the end goal, just like, I just want to destroy everything. Kind of stupid for her character. I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts on that whole thing, where she's just like, I just feel like destroying shit. Kind of stupid. Anyways, that happens. And And then with Adam and his dad and his mom and stuff, he's catching up with them. He's having a family reunion. Uh, we get to see Evil Lynn talk to everybody, just like, hey, all of Eternia, you all like want to go to heaven and stuff, and she destroys heaven. Um, and she's basically just like, yeah, I hate all you guys because reasons, and don't worry, when I get the ultimate power, I'm just gonna kill everybody, so it's all cool. So of course they have to go fight her, and Skeletor actually joins the good guys team for once to fight against a crazy lady that wants to destroy everything. So that was kind of cool and interesting. And then they go with their plan. So Adam, Skeletor, and their cats, I guess, they go to Evil Lynn, and they're like, hey, we're here to fight your ass and stop you. And Evil Lynn's just like, bring it on, you wimpy boys. And she basically kicks their ass because she's Evil Lynn. And Teela and her friend, they basically go underneath the castle to gain the power to make Teela into the new wizard or wizard or maiden, or I don't know what you call it. Whatever you call the Wizard of Grayskull. So yeah, they're going down there to make her into the new wizard, and Adam and Skeletor go up there to fight Evil Lynn. And I'll be honest, it was an okay fight. It was kind of lame here and there, but I was really disappointed that Adam didn't call on the power of He-Man to make himself into the hulking He-Man, because he was too afraid, like, what it would do to him. He's just like, listen, like that turned me into this wild beast. I can't control it. Like, I would never do that again. But it was it's kind of sad because I want to see it again. I want to see Adam turn into this hulking beast, He-Man, where he's just like, I'm gonna kill you. It would have been awesome. It would be like, oh my god, yeah. But instead, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's kind of just like, aw, sad. So that's a part I think they missed out on. I would have really loved to see the Ultimate Evil Lynn fight He-Man, the hulking He-Man, because the hulking He-Man would have fought Evil Lynn, and even though Skeletor's trying to help, I'm pretty sure he would just mess up Skeletor too, because he hates Skeletor. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't turn into it, sadly. So that happens. And then Evil Lynn summons the armies of the dead to fight against the army of Eternia. And they're kind of winning, kind of losing. It's a cool battle, I guess. And then Orko comes back. Orko, woo, he comes back. And he kind of saves the day, and he gets He-Man the sword, because he's able to fight off Evil Lynn better than He-Man, better than Adam and Skeletor can combined, because he can use magic. And he can use it really well, because I guess dying and coming back to life gives you mastery of your magic, even though in the first part he didn't know how to use his magic that well. But whatever. In this part, he can use it really well. And he's like at 2 places at once, or was it 3 places? I don't know. It's like 2 places to 3 places at once. And he's kind of just there fighting. At the end, he gives He-Man the sword. He's like, listen, you deal with her. I'll go deal with the dead people outside. He goes outside to deal with the dead skeleton man. I forgot his name. And he goes out there to deal with him, and he wins this time. And Adam turns himself into He-Man, and Skeletor into his version of the Master of the Universe, and also his ride into, also like the tiger into his ride again. And Skeletor's ride accidentally died, actually, because Evil Lynn killed it. Pretty mean. Don't kill the kitty cat just because you're mean. But yeah, that thing happens, and then they fight against her again. At the end, they kind of win, but then she turns into the ultimate wizard, and she's just like, yeah, now I have the ultimate power. I don't need you guys anymore. I'm super powerful. And then Tila comes as the new sorceress of Grayskull, and she's like, "Hey, I'm here to kick your ass and stop you." And she's like, "Well, all I have to do is leave, but Tila can leave Grayskull because she's a different type of wizard. I don't really know why she can leave Grayskull." Like, it doesn't really make sense, but at the end of the day, it's just like, whatever, I guess. So she can leave Grayskull even though you're not supposed to be able to, but she can. And then her and Evil Lyn start fighting, and it kind of reminds me of a Dragon Ball Z fight. And then Adam goes outside to fight the dead army, his, He-Man. Or at first, Skeletor tries to fight him, but then he kind of leaves to fight the dead army. And it's kind of like this animated, like really inspired by anime fight scene. Really actually cool fight scene where Adam's just kicking ass and going through everybody. It's pretty cool. And then Skeletor pops up again. He has to fight Skeletor, which is interesting. And Tila this whole time is fighting Evil Lyn. They go to this place where like the beginning of the universe or something like that. And Tila and her are fighting, and Evil Lyn's just like, "I have the power to stop everything. I'm gonna kill everything." And Tila's just like, "Don't do it, Evil Lyn." And at the end, she talked no jutsus her. She basically just talks her into being a good person again for whatever reason, because Evil Lyn can be talked at. Because Evil Lyn's kind of like her friend, I guess. They were friends for like 5 episodes. So I guess they're kind of still friends, and she talks to Evil Lyn. She talks her down from being this evil person. And she's like, "Fine, I won't be evil. I'll relinquish my power to you, blah, 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 whatever." So she does that, and the world is saved. And Adam is fighting Skeletor. And Skeletor is just like, "Listen, it's you and me. Just take out your sword and try to slay me. Come on. Like, stop being a little bitch." And Adam's just like, "No, it's not about you and me." And he throws Skeletor away. And he just throws him. And it's kind of like, why would you do that? Skeletor is still a legit threat. Why didn't you just kill him this time? Like, for good. But nah, let's not do that. See, that's another stupid part. He had the opportunity to kill Skeletor, to fight him to the death this time and win. But he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, like, let you loose. You can come back later as my villain. We got to have a plot line for a second season anyways, right? So I'm just going to throw you away and just make you come back later." So kind of stupid, but okay, whatever, I guess. And then Tila comes back with Evil Lyn. She's like, "Listen, I talked to her. She's a good girl now." And then they're like, "Cool, we saved the day. Everybody's cool. Evil Lyn, you're free to go, because even though you tried to destroy the whole universe and probably killed a bunch of people with that undead army that you sent after us, we're not going to charge you with anything because, I don't know, because we're kind of shitty at our jobs." And then Evil Lyn at the end gets to go on her own little journey to discover herself, I guess. I don't know, she kind of just walks away into a mythical land. And Adam and them are back at the castle, and they're all kind of praised, and it's all kind of like this celebration, like, woo, celebration. And Tila's friend, I forgot her name, she gets knighted or whatever. And Man-at-Arms, I guess, is back in the castle as well, so he's there as well. And Tila is now the new Grayskull wizard, wizard, witch, whatever. And she is badass and powerful wizard that can leave Grayskull for some reason. And Adam and her kind of talk at the end. He's just like, "Well, now you're all powerful. You don't really need a champion anymore." She's like, "Nah, I still need my champion. You can come with me, boy." So he's like, "Cool, let's go on adventures again like we used to, but this time you'll be more useful." And then there's kind of like this little blushing segment where it's like, "Oh, those two gonna get together at the end? Oh, kind of cute, And then they leave you off on a cliffhanger that was actually pretty cool. It was Skeletor having a hissy fit, to be honest. Kind of just being all pissed off at his old subordinates, being just like, if you guys were just there for me and listened to me, none of this stuff would have happened. You guys all suck. So he's kind of just like kicking everybody's ass and kind of just like having a hissy fit. And then at the end, they're like, listen, Motherboard told us about this. He's like, what, this stupid statue? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, let me destroy the stupid statue. But the statue stops his blast and turns into a mechanized bird lady. Mechanized bird lady. A giant mechanized bird lady. And, kind of stabs him and turns him into robotic. Or at least that's what it looks like. We don't see his full form. But we do see him getting turned into a robotic version of himself, which I'm assuming will be more powerful than the normal version of himself. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that there's another season. Because now he is a robotic or maybe cyborg. Maybe he's like a cyborg now. I don't know. So he's like a cyborg now or something like that. And this robotic bird lady, I'm pretty sure she showed a symbol at the end there. The symbol kind of looked like Hordak. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's the next threat, Hordak. Which might mean they might bring in, what's her name? She-Ra. Might mean they bring in She-Ra, so that might be something. I don't know. That could be something. I could be wrong. Could be a different symbol. I don't know. But yeah, pretty interesting ending there. But all in all, I did like it. There were some stupid parts to it, especially like the two main goals. It's just like kind of stupid. Some good action parts to it, but at the end of the day, it was just okay. Hopefully, the second season is more than 5 episodes. Hopefully they do all 10 episodes at once, and not just 5 and then 5 for no reason. And hopefully it's better. But that's all I gotta say, I guess. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification. That's the best way to keep my channel. Link down below to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace.
Just a reminder to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, and share this video. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Shadow, my baby, I love you so much. You're my baby. And you love to sleep in the bathtub. 'Cause you're a weirdo. Shadow, look at your buddy.